Here are some basic cooking skills. Now, five basic cooking skills that you're gonna need to become a professional cook. First, sharpening. Hey guys, so what you're gonna wanna do is, how you're gonna use a sharpener is if you cannot use a knife, you're gonna have to learn yourself. No. Now, here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna show you five basic cooking skills. I'll show you five basic cooking skills. Now, this area right here. This area right here is the main area. So this area right here, you're gonna want to put all your entire hand right under. You can have a small one, like that's about this small. You can have to do this. But the long ones are the biggest, and then that means most likely they're big. You guys see me in all my videos have them, and then I pick them up and I start going sharpening. But I didn't like to think I ever learned that. Well, let me show you. You can also do this. Different ways. But look, here's the main thing. You're going to put your entire hand right under, okay? Entire hand under and go. You're going to want to knife. You're starting from the back end. You see this part? This is the non-sharp part. Start back here, and you slowly go down with the knife. But when you get a little bit better, you can start doing this. That means you do a lot of time and keep it on there, and you start moving around like this. Let me slow motion it. You start moving it around a lot. You get the top, you get everything done. Now, what I'm saying is this knife is very sharpened, and believe me, it can cut your skin open. Now, that is the first basic skill. Second one, how to properly cut a shrimp. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get the shrimp. Now, typically they're not cooked. And typically are not deveined yet, but I got them already deveined by a professional shrimp man. But then what you want to do, you're going to be cooking a shrimp. You're going to want to open up its stomach. There you go. Cut done. Now, if you're going to be cooking it like a man, you're going to want to either cut off the shell like that and keep the meat in there. Done. Then you have a whole tail of meat left. Most people typically stop there before they actually cook it, but there's a way for you don't have to cut off the entire tail. You can put your knife under, unbelievably, and literally cut open that entire shell and rip out that blade, and then you have a full tail of meat left, and it looks like a lobster tail kind of, but now it looks like a full tail of meat left. So you can have all kinds of eat plus more meat than ever. Now, if you really don't want to do all this work, you don't have to, but believe me, it's pretty worth it. If you really want to do it even better, you can really just, if you're crazy, you can in fact actually just boom it, and the entire tail comes off, and the meat's still on it. Now, I just want to show you something. I'll show you this. That's a blade in there. Now that blade is not great to eat, but you can't eat it. Now what you do is you bake it, and then what you do is you cut off that blade right there. This is a blade basically of the giant tail. And then if you really want to go deep into how to cook one, you open it up and just completely split it. Split the shrimp meat for some fresh. And you just completely just cook it. I typically just cut off the tails. I don't want to do this much work. But if you're a true chef like me and you really want to do it, you can. Now you got all some fresh shrimp ready to be eaten. Next skill, how to properly handle food. And also how to properly sharpen a knife and cook big loaves of meat. Coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Assemble! Next step. I know you guys didn't see any of that. I apologize. We couldn't do it due to copyright claims. Now, how to properly open up a bagel and cook it. Bagels. Wow, one of America's most delicious foods. But there's a way to cook it. You can go like this, you can go like this, or you can just hot sauce it. But believe me, if you really want to do it, you're going to have a lot of experience to have a real good bagel. First, you have to know how to sharpen your knife. Now, believe me, this is a very interesting challenge. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to first cut it like this. Keep it down, and then you slice it. Here's the thing. You cut it open, and right when you hit this mark, there's a mark, I swear to God, there's a mark right here. Then you go bang. Then you have opened up a bagel. But now there's a different way of cooking it, how what I do. Instead of just plumping it right in, you open, no, but it's really, swear to God, you literally open up a little bit of that little bit of like a tiny air socket. This is the way for great bagels, guys. If you don't really want to do a long one, you can just poke like a quick tiny holes in there. What I do is I typically do that. Then I'm going to flip the bagel over, and you're going to poke it like a couple holes over there. Now what I'm doing is I'm saying that this is going to make air vents for the bagel to actually have different areas of it, of the meat of the bagel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add, I know, better goes after, but let me show you, this is way better. If you add butter before, you actually can, no joke, literally help yourself. It's a little bit easier to get the butter on, but believe me, it's going to melt on into the bagel while it's cooking inside the toaster, and guys, believe me, it tastes delicious, and you should try it. Which you guys could be here to taste it. But believe me, there's more. Now look. Put your disgusting butter away. Unfortunately. Time to put it in the bagel room. Now, while that's cooking, now I'm going to show you a different type of skill. We'll come back to the skill in just a minute. Next skill, how to professionally not make your pan salty. Now this one, we don't have that much. We just have salt. If you really don't want to make your pan too sticky when you're using peppers or something sticky, put a bunch of salt on there. Ooh, it's a really satisfying feeling when you rub your hands on it. But what you're going to want to do, well, we do not eat that because this is a board with disgusting stuff on it. And oh, it's got a massage. This all basically you do massage. But look, what you do is then what you do, rub it all off. And you basically dried out, like dry aged this board. Also, you have to get it all out. But now, the board is basically really, really movable. Do you want that, really? Okay, that's why you can move it under. Oh, yeah. But look, what you want to do is you're going to want to move all the salt off there. Get it all off. Because if you want a sticky board, you don't want a movie board. Now look. How your bagel's finished. Bagel's finished. It's barely cooked. I promise you that butter got in there. So it's basically when it's the main center of where it's supposed to be. Stupid knife. Now, it's way easier to cover your bagel in. It's way easier to cover your bagel in butter since it's not that cooked because the butter basically prevents it from getting too soggy. And then that's how you get good bagels. See you guys soon, guys.